Welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of Unapologetic, your #1 podcast.
So
ooh, y'all hear it?
I'm not the best basketball player. I'm gonna be honest with you, but you know that I'm fast enough and quick enough where I can stay in front of somebody for defense. So you can pick me, like because I'm not gonna be able to score a run up. I mean, I can do that stuff, but you know what my strong, I have those values.
Right.
So when it comes to like just like this, it was kind of that same thing. It was like, man, anything that I touched, I wanted to get good at. So when I started touching iPhones, that was one thing. And I was like, man, I mastered that. And that brought in hydro dipping. You know what I mean? Hydro dipping is the biggest, or is like the bread and butter to what started me in artistry.
Wow.
Because hydro dipping was, because I don't know if you ever seen, you may have seen some of my videos where I'm taking a shoe and I'm dipping it in water. And a lot of people
I see
stuff. So this is gonna sound very unreal, but this is the truth, right? I pioneered hydro dipping into sneaker culture. A lot of people don't know that.
Say that one more time.
I pioneered hydro dipping hydro dipping shoes. I pioneered bringing that into sneaker culture.
Wow, that's a big statement, man. That's a big statement.
Let me tell you why though. That's not my statement. That's their statement. That's sneaker culture statement. That's not my.
But who you referencing?
I would have to put you in the sneaker groups, in the customizing sneaker groups. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
If I say like my homegirl Creations by K, Regular Joe Customs or Drake Customs, shoot, Kendall in itself, Remix Your Kid. That's what allowed me to get to that Under Armour level so fast. If you think about it, I went from being a regular customizer to doing NFLs to doing pro athletes within a few years. Some people have been paying years. You know what I'm saying? But
that's
because
true.
I did that, it brought a different light to me and in my career. But that was just, that's more down the line that we'll talk about later. But when I did this shoe and I hydro dipped this shoe, this was one of the ones that I was like, man, I was doing it for SneakerCon, and I was just working and trying to figure it out. This was before I didn't really know the methods as well as I know them now. But when I figured out this one and I finished it, I was like, you on to something now.
That's hard.
So after this one came this one. And this is when I started to do like the graphics using the print to make like graphics where you see like it almost look like it's torn away on the back.
Yeah. That's wow. Yeah, that's
but this back part is a print.
Back part is a print. What about the sides with all the
it came like this. Yep, it came like this.
Okay.
And that's
so
kind of like
added on.
Yeah. And
okay.
So what I realized with that is, like you ever just feel like you're kind of ahead of your time and you didn't realize it. Like I didn't realize like then what I was doing because I didn't care about, you gotta think, I didn't care about being an artist. I didn't care about being a customizer. I just cared to create. And that's why my motto became love what you create.
Got you. Hold on one second.
Like no matter what you touch, just love it. You feel me? And that's why you see I do so much stuff. But these two shoes were the two shoes that really let me know, like, bro, you got a different mindset. Because I picked this shoe and this print because they matched. This print went well with this shoe. You see what I'm saying? And
wow.
Yep. And that makes sense. And at the time, I didn't understand that I was developing like a different. You got to remember, hydro dipping was still cliche. This wasn't even a thing. And now I'm not only using it one way, but I'm using it in different ways. You feel me? Go ahead.
And so after hydro dipping, did that open up you to like doing like the painting, like the stroke of the paintbrushes and stuff like that? I don't know what you call it. Air spraying and all that. Okay, airbrushing. Okay, because those, man, I love stuff like that.
So Kendall got me hip to airbrushing.
Okay.
I'm telling you, bro, like he was right there.
That
So,
was dope, man.
McGee was right there, he was always on my side. So and he just spit me the game, but it was the one thing that I understood at the time. You can't airbrush, you can't do it without putting it in your hands. You gotta have it's like driving. I can tell you how to drive, park, shift, reverse, neutral.
Exactly.
You gotta get a feel for it. So that's where like a lot of the airbrushing came in, when I had to start like learning how to properly base shoes, the proper ways. Like it was so cliche to hydro dip shoes that people were like, you can't do it. Like and I'm not, let me play this. I'm not saying people, I'm saying the ones that were the ones at the time were the ones that were saying you can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
You showed them like, let me show you this then. Like, move out the way.
I did,
like,
bro.
move out the way.
I went into the custom group and I went live and I tagged all of them and I did it. Like that's all. The video's on my YouTube.
What, bro? What's the YouTube?
No, the video. I went through. So how you see these shoes lined up right here?
Yeah.
So the topic of, I just give you like a rundown, like because this group was called Nothing But Customs, and I think it had like 80,000 members in it, and Facebook Live hadn't even existed yet. And
oh wow,
you know what I'm saying? So just as I didn't even know that customized Kendall was really the person that brought me into the custom community. I never cared for the custom community because I just wanted to, they was my shit. I was only doing it for me. But I had brought in hydro dipping and I started posting into the group, and Kendall was telling me about it. And then it was another artist that took on hydro dipping and did something. And he was like, oh, it was hand painted. And I'm like, it's not. And that brought in a topic of controversy. You know how everybody got to have an opinion.
So everybody was arguing like, hey, man, he's
somebody else's post. It wasn't my post, right? But it was the
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it was the guys that had been doing NFL players' cleats. It was the guys that had reputations in the game. Guys that had been painting shoes for years that saying, this is quote verbatim, if you're hydro dipping shoes, you're basically stealing from people because you're selling them a product that won't hold up. And I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, bro, this at the time, that was all I knew, bro. I'm like, bro, that's a shot. That's a shot at me. I'm like, bro.
And, wow, bro, you talk about coming at the soul.
Man, but let me tell you though, but this is just kind of like, bro, and this is kind of why like now we're having a resource building and trying to teach people and coach people to stuff. I've experienced stuff that has always went against the grain. This was the biggest one because the people that have been established in the game are saying one thing. And then you got this new guy that is like, nobody knows. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm kind of like, now I'm getting shunned because of it. Because I'm new. And they ain't seen
pretty much. Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm like, these dudes don't know what they're talking about. And like I always tell people, there's always somebody out there in the world that's doing something that you can't say it don't work just because it didn't work for you.
Ooh.
For real. I had to get out of that, bro. I used to think that, but I was like, bro, I saw it happen. They said it didn't work, man. Look, by the time they were saying it in a group, I tell people it was too late. And what I mean by that is if you go into the video 2 or 3 days later after that topic of controversy, these dudes that were saying this stuff, I went live in a group and I had a bunch of shoes that I had already been wearing, had already hydro dipped and everything. And I went through and I bent them, I scratched them up with quarters. And like I said, it's on my YouTube. And it's just stuff that like, people like, man, how does don't go viral? I said, because it wasn't there at a time where going viral with this type of stuff was that or, media ain't what it is nowadays. And you can see like how short my hair is, just how long ago it happened.
Oh, so I was just starting to grow the dreads.
Yeah, man. But so I had went through and I did let me see. I was taking, these all got something in them, but I was taking the cleats and I was like, I'm like, because this shoe is hydro dipped. And I was like, if you look at it though, I was like, do you see it bent or do you see it cracking? Do you see it peeling? Like y'all said. And then I mentioned and I tagged everybody that said it. The ones, the OGs that was saying this, I mentioned them. And I tagged them in the video. So they knew.
Did you get any apologies, bro? Was somebody,
Ain't nobody apologizing to me, bro. Them same people end up asking to join their team later. That's it. the truth that happened. I'm sorry. I just got to say that that's the truth. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but it's like,
yeah.
at the point, like business is business, and you understand, based off of how you're gonna interact with somebody. But it changed the game.
Right.
And
Yeah, you set a new level. That was a whole.
But let me tell you why though. And why, like, all of this play together. The reason why it changed the game is because nobody had done that. Nobody had gave a valid life example of saying, hey, I wear these shoes on a regular basis. And now these ones I don't. Like, I got plenty of ones that I wear.
Right.
But you can see it in the video. And I say, like, I wear these shoes. You can look at I hold them up and like, you can look at the bottom of them and see that I wear them. You can see the creases. You can see all of the stuff that you're saying, like, so it was, I crushed, whatever they were saying, it didn't exist no more. And because of that,
crazy.
And because of that, when I started to go, so what happened was, you got to think, like I said, this is 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So when I finally hit the NFL scene and I got to 2018, 2019, because you got to think, if you think about hydro dipping sneakers, and if you just kind of follow social media of the world, you haven't really seen it or heard about it until the last 3 or 4 years, maybe.
Yeah, for me, about 2 years.
You feel me? Believe like this. You wasn't hearing about it in 2015, 2016.
No.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a thing. So when it when I started to get on the NFL scene and I started to gain traction, and the other major artists started to do it too, then it became a trendy thing. You see, like, I say the person that started ain't always the person to get the recognition, because you don't never hear about it.
That's true.
You feel me?
That's true, y'all. Y'all know it. But that coming off, that's when, like, all the big names starting to come and ask you, like, what was the first, who was the first celebrity that came to you with, hey man, I love your work, man, you dope, I need you to do this for me for this game night or this particular day?
First celebrity, I would say the first celebrity that I interacted with, that I got to do work for, was Devon Terrell. Yep, he was one of the first people that because I had got hip to his music, and it was just like, I tell people, man, I've done a lot of work where I just do it just because I want to do it. I don't,
man, he's a dope singer, bro.
Bro, what an amazing artist, amazing creator.
Dope singer.
He was one of the first people I did some work for. So he had dropped his album, and then he had ended up going on tour, and I had got a pair of these NYC 10s, and he's from Brooklyn. I was like, man, I'm gonna make him a custom pair of 10s. And his theme was, but the reason it was like not cliche, but it was so like just odd to me, is that his theme for his album was like Van Gogh's A Starry Night. Right.
Okay.
This design that's on this cleat, everybody always say it resembles Van Gogh, A Starry Night.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, man, that just is like, but like I said, this is one of my that Van Gogh, the Starry Night theme has always been like one of my mantras. Like, look, take that back. I'm gonna have to circle back because I lied to you. My bad. These wasn't the first. I missed it. I lied to you. These wasn't the first. These was later. I gotta run it back because how it started is actually crazy. It's the first sneaker kind. But yeah, man, he had an album that he dropped, and I was just in communication with him as an artist. Like, I tell people the same way that I tell D-Nick, bro, I'm a fan. I respect you as a fan. The same way that I look at T Grizzly, that's how I look at Dominique. You feel what I'm saying? So, or anybody that I listen to, every artist is on the same playing field for me if I listen to your music, be from Muskegon or anywhere else.
Got you.
So I did a project for him at the time, and he was on tour, and I was able to actually get the shoes to him in Detroit.
Wow, for real?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, that was 2017, I think. It was a Chicago sneaker con. I can't remember what, but it was a Chicago sneaker con. No, it was July. It was in July. I just remember because it was a 2-day event. But that was the first big celebrity that I connected with doing a project for.
That's what's up, bro. And
I'm
how did it make you feel when that situation occurred, man? Like you was like, I can't believe this, or
I'm
let's
gonna
go
be
on
honest.
to the next.
No, it was exciting, man. It made me, you know, like what I do now, I still do that same thing. So, and it don't always work, but it made me believe, like it gave me the confidence. It was validation, bro. Like it was straight. You can't. I tell people facts are facts. You can't tell me that like what I didn't work because it worked. Like
Right.
I painted a
Right.
pair of shoes, I went to a concert, I was able to get them to them. So that method works. It may not work in every situation, but that like it gave me that confidence to be like, whatever I'm doing, people love it. It worked. Keep doing that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
You ain't
in
trying if
April,
you don't fail.
man, you feel me? So in April, and let me put it like this, so it don't always work. So in April, I went to the Lil Wayne concert, right?
Okay. Oh, snap. We got some exclusive. He got an exclusive for us, y'all.
This one you didn't see, but
Oh, yeah. That's so hard,